What is going on, guys? We are out here in nature. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Justin Soltados, in case you don't already know, and today we're going to be having a walk and talk. That's right, a walk and talk, and we're going to talk about the importance of being connected spiritually. So you're like, you know what, Justin, what the heck is a walk and talk? It's my first time tuning in your channel. I don't even know what that is. A walk and talk is where we bring encouragement and hope to your life. That is the whole entire mission behind a walk and talk. We started walk and talks X amount of years ago on Instagram Live, and now we've carried it over to YouTube so we can have these messages stay in the archives to where, like, if you ever need some encouragement and hope, you can go back and check out a walk and talk and be encouraged in that specific area. So today on the walk and talk, we're going to be talking about the importance of being connected spiritually. That's right, the importance of being connected spiritually, because there's so many people out there that are so concerned about being connected physically when it comes to their diet, when it comes to their nutrition, when it comes to their exercises, when it comes down to their workout plans, whatever it is. And when it comes to mental, they're definitely concerned about that too. They're concerned about the right kind of mindset, the right kind of positive thoughts. They're making sure they're getting their Tony Robbins videos in to make sure that they have that positive thinking going. But when it comes to spiritual, they really just don't understand the importance of being connected. It was just the other day, I got a comment on one of my YouTube videos that I made like probably about a year ago. And a guy told me, hey, listen, Justin, I like the video and I understand the physical and I understand the mental, but when it comes to spiritual, there is 100% no merit behind that. Meaning it's not important for us to be connected spiritually. And I was like, you know what, man, this guy just really truly doesn't get it. So I'm hoping that you're going to stay tuned if you're watching this video, if you somehow come across it, because it is extremely important to be connected spiritually. And I'm going to explain to you in this short video today why you need to be connected spiritually for you to become the best you possibly can on this earth. If you're not connected spiritually, let me tell you, it's just not going to happen the way you think it's going to happen. Your life is not going to unfold in the direction that you are hoping for. And I'm going to tell you a few quick keys that are going to help you understand this black and white so you never ever forget it. I apologize about the wind. We're out here and it's pretty windy today, so I hope you guys can hear me. If you're one of those people that really don't understand the importance of being connected spiritually, or you really don't even think it's that important to be connected spiritually, you definitely want to stay tuned in for this video, because I'm going to show you the benefits of why it's important and the absolute must of why you need to be connected spiritually. And I'm not talking about like sitting down and meditating and going to yoga class and just like being by yourself and having your quiet time. All those things can kind of be good in their own sense, but when it comes down to be connected spiritually, there's a deeper level to it. So if you know somebody right now that needs to be connected spiritually, please share this video with them, because I really believe that this is going to make them understand the importance of why it is so important to be connected spiritually. And if it's your very first time tuning in here, once again, my name is Justin Soltados, and this is my YouTube channel. If you are looking to become the best you possibly can in every single way on your journey, please consider subscribing today. We're always working to become the best we possibly can, physically, mentally, and spiritually. And today we are going to be talking about the spiritual. So on a walk and talk, what we do is we look at a problem, but we focus in on a solution. That's right. We look at a problem in life and we focus in on a solution. And today, obviously, the problem is people don't understand the importance of being connected spiritually, or there's a misunderstanding of what it means to be connected spiritually. So therefore, they just don't think it's that important whatsoever. So stay tuned in for this video. You're not going to want to miss out, because it's going to really change your life. It's going to transform your life in so many different ways. It's going to show you why it's an absolute must for you to be connected spiritually, for you to have the desired results of your heart. So right now, if you got these ideas in your heart, you know, things that you want to happen in your life, and you want your life just to unfold in a great, amazing way, I really believe with all my heart you have to be in tune spiritually. So if you are not walking right now and during this video, then we have to stop right now, because this is a walk and talk, and on the walk and talk mission, part of the mission is to keep that body in motion. So please, I'm going to stop for a second. I'm not going to walk until you put on your walking shoes and get out of bed, and then you start walking. So I'm going to give you about 20 seconds, even if you're walking barefoot, walking around the house, wherever you're walking, let's walk and let's talk together. That's right. You can comment below and let me know your thoughts of like what you think about this matter. I just want to stress the importance of how important it is for you to keep that body in motion as we continue to keep on learning and growing together. I mentioned earlier that we're working to become the best we possibly can, and that's the truth. We're putting in the work here, just like you put in the work at the gym, just like you put in the work when it comes to your diet, just like when you put in the work when it comes to your marriage, just like when you put in the work when it comes to your job. This is the work that is necessary for you to become better physically, mentally, and spiritually. And I'm showing you what I've learned over the last 11 years of my life. I went to a living hell with my health, went on a crazy health journey, and it wasn't for the fact of me being connected spiritually, I would have never came out of it whatsoever. So we understand the problem, and now we're walking. So everybody's body is in motion at this point, whether it's at home, you're outside taking a walk, getting some fresh air. But today on the Walk and Talk, the solution is to be connected, to stay connected, because there's a reward for being connected. Once again, the solution is to be connected, stay connected, because there's a reward for being connected spiritually. And I'm gonna give you 4 quick keys on why it is so important for you to be connected spiritually. I know I've kind of wore it out and said it multiple different times, but it's in the hopes that you understand this and you never forget it. I want it to be tattooed on your heart, tattooed on your subconscious, so you never, ever, ever let it go. And if you're one of these people that's on here and you feel like, you know what, I'm connected spiritually, you know, I go to church, you know, I hang out with the right kind of people, I go to a Bible study, all of that has nothing to do with being connected spiritually, and I'm going to explain why. So please share this with a friend that needs to hear this video, because I'm telling you right now, there are people out there that are going to miss the point in this life, and everything that they do is going to be in pain, and they're going to be doing everything in vain, and they're never going to have this connection spiritually. So therefore, they're never going to have the life that they truly desire. So what I do on a Walk and Talk is I look at the playbook, okay? The playbook is the Word of God. The Word of God has changed my life. So you might be thinking, man, Justin, I don't need the Word of God. I don't even know what the Word of God is. I don't believe in the Bible. Well, let me just tell you this. Whenever you need an answer to your problem in life, what do? You go to Google, you go to a textbook, you go to like, you know, maybe a professor, you go to a study, you go to a YouTube video, you go to a conference. When it comes down to getting the answers that actually matter in life, that will lead to life, I have learned on my journey that the only way to get answers that matter, that will stick in this life, that will keep you going so you can have life in your life, is through the Word of God. Now remember, you don't have to take my word for it, but I can just tell you this. I have been through a lot of pain and a lot of suffering, and I've tried it every which way. I've tried to follow man, I've tried to follow the positive thinking, I've tried to follow all these different methods, but nothing has ever given me the results that the Word of God has. So stay put for this video just to hear me out. If you got a couple minutes to waste, it's not going to be a waste, I can assure you that, especially if you take action in this area. Because the problem is a lot of us learn these things, or we hear these things, but we don't apply it and we don't take action, and therefore we don't get results. So this is the Walk and Talk, and the Walk and Talk's mission, like I said, is to bring encouragement and hope to your life. So please consider subscribing right now and hit that bell button so you can receive up-to-date notifications when these videos are posted. We normally post every Monday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we have watch parties together so we can all hang out and learn and grow together. Part of the plan being connected spiritually is there's some pain behind the plan. What do you mean, Justin? You're talking about being connected spiritually and you're telling me that there's some pain behind the plan? Why in the heck would I want to be connected spiritually if you're telling me the very first point is that there's pain behind the plan? Well, the point is that every time you go through something hard in life, it's for a reason. For example, if you've ever been in a relationship and that relationship has fallen apart and you don't understand why, and you're frustrated and you're mad, you're like, I can't believe this. Or maybe right now, like, your health is falling apart and you're like, you know what, man, I used to be healthy, but now I'm sick. Now I'm not feeling well. Now I got a disease. Now I got cancer, whatever the case is. That is part of the plan when you're connected spiritually. So many people out there today that are searching for happiness, they're searching for fulfillment, they're searching for pleasure, they're searching for everything to meet these needs that they have deep down inside. And all of a sudden they hit a brick wall in life. They're like, you know what, man, now I don't have a job. All of a sudden, the coronavirus. All of a sudden, my wife walks out of me. All of a sudden, fill in the blank, right? Maybe like you're not feeling well. It's all a part of the plan. And the plan is to help you become better in that area. Let me give you a verse inside the playbook. And inside the playbook, which is the Word of God, it says, I am the vine and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that bears fruit he prunes, so that it will even be more fruitful. You see, what that means is that everything you're going through in life, well, you know, like if something happens bad, it's just God trimming up some things so you can actually become better, so you can actually have better. And things that you're actually doing good are a part of the plan too, but he's going to continue to keep on being that gardener and pruning things so you can become even better in all ways. So whenever it hurts, whenever you experience this pain, it's a part of the purpose and it's a part of the plan. So right now, if you feel like you have no purpose in life, you actually do, because everything that you're going through, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, the things that are happening around you, it's all a part of the plan, even when it doesn't feel good. Even when you're doing right, even when you're doing wrong, it's a part of the plan. And God is going to continue to keep on molding you and sculpting you. I say this all the time. Spiritually, he's going to trim, cut back this, cut off this, because he cares more about you being more like him than he does you having what you want, because what you want is not always what you need. Spiritually, point number one is there's a plan behind everything that you're going through. Number two of being connected spiritually is our actions. That's right. Everybody out there today is trying to chase something, you know, with their efforts each and every day. Maybe you're chasing a dream, maybe you're chasing a career, maybe you're chasing a relationship, and you're always taking action in some type of direction. What if I was to tell you, if you are not connected spiritually, then everything that you're doing will end up being in vain? Meaning, like, you may get, you know, like what you're desiring at that point in time. Like, you may get that relationship, you may get that job, but it's going to be in vain because it's not going to be the best you could possibly have. It's not going to be the best that God actually has for you. Let me give you another verse out of the playbook. Inside the playbook, it says, you are already clean because of the word I have spoken to you. You must remain in me as I also remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself. It must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. So basically, you have a choice. You have a choice to do it your way, or you can do it his way. Your way will get you your results. His way will get you the best results. It says if you don't remain in him, which is the creator spiritually, then you're not going to have the results that he desires for you. And if you're a Christian and you're out there and you're trying to like do and be the best you possibly can, and you're trying to be perfect, it's not going to happen, because it says inside the word that you already are clean because of his word. You've already made that decision. So when you screw up and when you've blown it, he already has given you that grace because his mercies are new every morning. So if you're on this hamster wheel and you're always trying to be perfect, it's never going to happen. I believe that God allows us to fall short to show us, hey, listen, you still need me. You need to remain in me, because when you remain in me, everything you do is not going to be in vain. So the actions you put in, the efforts you put in, it's going to be worth something. It's not going to be your own doing. It's remain in him. You will get his results. When you're connected to him, you'll get his results. But if you try to do it all by yourself, and you try to do the physical, you try to do the mental, you're going to positive think your way to the promised land, it's never going to happen. And the truth of the matter is we see it all the time. We see a lot of people out there that actually are motivational speakers, you know, thinking about committing suicide. They have all the positive thoughts that they could ever think of, but it doesn't lead them to where they desire to go, because they're not connected spiritually. They got the physical down put, they got the mental down pat, but they don't have the spiritual connected. So it's important to stay connected to the Creator. Have a choice. People are searching for happiness, they're searching for fulfillment, they're searching for the next car, the next house, the next ring, the next purse, the next relationship, the next job, and it's gonna all lead to vain if you don't put your focus in on the right target and stay connected to Him. So here's another verse when it comes to action. I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you do nothing. Once again, apart from Him, you're going to do nothing. When you're connected spiritually, you start to experience this fruit. That's right, this evidence in your life that is showing others what you actually have because you're connected to Him. So the fruits are love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. So right now, maybe you're searching for love, but you're searching in all the wrong places. Joy, you're searching in all the wrong places. You're like, man, I'm trying to go to the bar, I'm trying to go to the clubs, I'm trying to, have my happy hour on Friday night, and then you drink, and then you feel like crap the next day, and you don't understand why it's just this repetitive cycle of the same old, same old. And maybe you're like a Christian right now. You're like, man, I just don't have any joy. I don't have any peace. I don't have any patience. It's because you're not connected. And if you don't remain in Him and you don't connect spiritually, everything you do is going to be in vain. You don't remain in Him continuously and have this relationship and connect with the Creator spiritually, you're not going to ever experience God's best and have these fruits that He's talking about. You'll continue to keep on chasing. You'll be the hamster on the wheel and always trying to get somewhere, and then you find out, man, I'm just not there. I never get there. Why does it never happen for me? And it's because you are not connected spiritually. Brings me to the next verse. It says, if you do not remain in me, you are like a branch that is thrown away and withers. Such branches are picked up, thrown into the fire, and burned. I used to have a house up in Tennessee, and one of the greatest things of living in Tennessee was being able to go out in our backyards and have a good old bonfire. And what you would do is you would go pick up all the old, dried up branches, and you would put them in this fire pit, and you would just sit around this fire pit and watch as these branches, catch on fire, and it would give you a little bit of heat, and then they would vanish and go away. And that's what it says. If you don't remain in Him, what happens is you will be like a branch, that is old and withered and dying, and it will just be thrown into the fire, and it will just be burnt and just kind of smoke and go away, and your life will vanish. And that's exactly what it's like when you are not connected spiritually. You continue to keep on doing it and trying it on your own. You try to solve all the problems your own. You try to go through your family problems your own. You try to do everything you possibly can, but it ends up leading to more pain and more hurt and more problems and more emptiness and a lack of fulfillment that never leads you to the life that God desires for you to have. So instead of you being like that branch that's in the bonfire that's just being burnt and withering away and then all of a sudden vanishing, you need to have a life filled with purpose. And part of being connected spiritually is having a life that is filled with purpose. Which brings me to point number 3. Being connected spiritually has to do with obedience. Obedience, what does obedience mean? When you start to learn more about God and you start to learn more about His ways and you start to connect with Him, you'll start desiring to be more like Him, desiring to be more like His ways, desiring to walk the way He walked. The reward of staying connected spiritually and having this obedience is having blessings in your life. And you know what? There's a lot of people that always use this phrase, and I've said it before myself too. We always say God shouldn't be like a genie in a bottle where you ask anything and then all of a sudden it happens. But I was watching a message by a very influential speaker, a very influential man of God, a guy that walks the walk and talks the talk, and his name is Francis Chan. In the last couple days, I've been really meditating on his messages and looking how he's delivering the Word of God. And he was talking about being connected to God and what happens when you have this relationship, when you're connected spiritually. And he was talking about how God will show up, but he'll over-deliver. He'll deliver blessings into your life. He'll deliver, things that you ask for, things that you're dreaming for, things that you're hoping for. As he continues to keep on molding you and shaping you to become more like him, what happens is you start to see that you start experiencing this relationship and this connection, and he desires to give his kids the keys to the kingdom. And there's so many people out there that really don't understand this. They go throughout life as a Christian and they don't understand that God desires for you to have the desires of your heart. He desires for you to go on vacation. He desires for you not to be in lack. He desires for you to have love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, great relationships, and things that have to do with a good purpose, a good life. Now, it doesn't mean that we're not going to go through suffering. It doesn't mean that we're not going to go through pain, because like we talked about in the very first point, that is a part of the plan. And this pain only leads us to becoming the best we possibly can, so we can have a deeper relationship with him, applying this obedience not just to have blessings, but because we desire to be more like him. But Francis Chan was talking about inside his message, a verse that I'm getting ready to share with you. It says, if you remain in me and my words remain in you, ask whatever you wish and it will be done for you. Once again, if you remain in me and my words remain in you, ask whatever you wish and it will be done for you. If you apply obedience, if you understand that your journey is not going to be perfect, if you understand the pain is for his gain and the pain is for your gain too, because it's going to help you to become the best you possibly can, if you start taking actions in the right direction as you remain in him, and you start applying obedience to your life, obedience that has to do with being spiritually connected because you have this relationship with the Word of God, what happens is you start to be able to ask the Creator anything you desire for, and it will happen. And his word remains in your heart, and that obedience follows his word. Is you are able to ask anything that you can think of, and it will happen. And he was just saying in his own life, he doesn't believe in like it being an easy journey, in an easy road. But the more he desires to fall in love with Jesus, and the more he connects spiritually with him, then he starts to notice, hey, listen, God, I need $2,000. Hey, God, I like to go on a vacation. Hey, God, I need a new golf club. I don't have to have it, but I'd like to have it. And then before you know it, it shows up. And that's not why we remain in him, but it's part of the reward of staying and being connected to him. But if you continue to keep on doing it physically, mentally, I'm gonna do the nutrition thing, I'm gonna do the diet thing, I'm gonna do the vegan thing, I'm gonna do the positive thinking thing, and I've done it all before myself too, so I'm not knocking you. It's just I'm almost kind of saying, Justin, you've tried that, it doesn't work. Why do you continue to keep on doing something that is not working? Even in my own spiritual life, I'm not always connected. There's times where I know that there's something that's separating me from remaining in him, and the only person that it's hurting is myself. Of course it hurts God, but God knows that his plan is going to be fulfilled. I want to talk to you about one last point that's going to help you on your journey, so you understand why you need to stay connected spiritually. And the very last point that I want to talk to you about is purpose. That's right, there is a purpose. It's just about your purpose, but it's about his purpose. Inside the word it says, this is to my Father's glory, that you bear much fruit, showing yourself to be my disciples. Too many of us always focus in and concentrate on our desires, and I'm guilty of it too. It's man, I want to have the desires of my heart. I want to have my plan. I want to have these good things that are going to happen in my life because of what I'm doing. But it's part of his purpose. It gives him great pleasure. It gives him great joy to see us remaining in him and experiencing the fruits, because he likes to say, hey, listen, man, look at my child. Look at what he's doing. He desires for you to have this fruitful life. That is actually his purpose. That's his desire. So we have our own desires, but his desire is actually our desire, because he wants the best for us, just like we should want the best for ourselves. So it's part of his glory, it's a part of his joy, it's a part of his happiness for us to remain in him so we can experience a complete, fulfilled life where we are overflowing with the fruits of the Spirit. But when we try to do it our own way, you will see that you're not connected with him, and you won't have these fruits of the Spirit. You won't be able to go to him and say, hey, listen, Lord, I'm asking for this. And then you're wondering, like, man, why am I not receiving that? Why is it not happening? It's not happening because you're not remaining in him. So I just want to encourage you today to stay connected. Please connect with him today. You know, like even in my own life, I'm working on it. Continue to keep on like connecting with him. You're never going to be perfect. He is the only perfect person. But I do believe that grace is there to help us change. So yes, his mercies are new every morning, but we don't want to stay stuck in sin. We don't want to stay stuck in this separation from God forever because we couldn't continue to keep on living even if we had sin in our life. But we're never going to have life in our life. We're never going to have life in our life if we desire to do it that way. So if we remain in him, we're going to find that life. We're going to find that love. We're going to find that happiness. We're going to find that peace. We're going to find that kindness that we hope that other people are. We're going to be kind ourselves too. We're going to find that gentleness. We're going to find that self-control. But you remain in him by being connected to the word, by praying, by worshiping, and by understanding these 4 keys we talked about today. The plan, the actions, the obedience, and the purpose. So anyways, I'm praying and believing that you got something out of this video. I like the video. Please give it a big thumbs up. Really put a lot of time and effort into these videos so as many people can hear as possible. So if you could even take 5 to 10 minutes and just share it out to as many people as you can think that need to hear this as possible. Be a part of the journey, be a part of the mission, be that hand that can stretch a lot further than like even my hand can. Subscribe to the YouTube channel today and hit that bell button so you can receive up-to-date notifications when these videos are posted. Thanks so much for viewing, and we'll see you for another video here real soon.